You are freezing. I'm being blinded. But we're in Florida. Today on SDL, actually tomorrow because it's night now, and tomorrow it won't be dark like this, Scott Lyons and Josh Marpet are going to be on SDL to talk about Capture the Flag tournaments, and they're kind of the experts in the world. So stick around, and we will talk to Scott and Josh about Capture the Flag. Welcome to Secure Digital Life. If your users are going to keep putting risky stuff on your machine, you're screwed. So, Top can help us understand the complexity of blockchain.
I was reading through the show notes, man. Oof.
In binary, it would be 001. Who cares? But it's probably not significant anyway. Be like you're looking out through the HAL dot, you know, like, oh, hey, Dave, Dave.
It's like Sims, but with, you know,
it would be like Sims
instead of AI. It's only.
Roger Williams University is a premier destination for cybersecurity, offering in-person and online classes designed and taught in collaboration with industry experts. Using virtual environments that simulate real-world systems, you'll solve complex cyber issues and analyze cyber threats to prepare you for in-demand jobs in this rapidly growing field. Whether you're just starting out or want to advance in the cyber profession, RWU offers degrees and coursework at all levels. Learn more at rwu.edu/cyber. SDL. We are here at InfoSecWorld, and that's as far as we're going to take that today. I got to get some pro players down here to talk to you about some things, including Josh Marpet, who is a famous guy with that hat, and Scott Lyons, who's a famous guy with this hat from Red Lion Software. And is that still correct, or should I not say that?
Well, it's Red Lion Information Security, but that's okay.
Red Lion Information Security. So we got it. We got it. Let's do it again.
No, keep going.
Keep going. I don't want to screw going. I should have got that. Yeah, well, no, it does.
We love bloopers, especially when we know that they're going to be put in the show.
Okay, well, we all know who they are, so we don't ever keep up with that because we know it's just Josh and Scott. But what we're going to talk about today is something I know you're interested in. A lot of people have written in about, which is Capture the Flag and Capture the Flag type software and Capture the Flag tournaments, because a lot of people are having these now. A lot of clubs are doing these. A lot of schools are doing these. And everybody keeps writing and saying, hey, Doug, why don't you tell us a little more about just what this is? So I'm going to ask the guys, first of all, how do you define what a Capture the Flag is?
Well, to me personally, Capture the Flag is a series of challenges that are set up in an arena type setting where people can learn, they can compete, and possibly win some really, really cool prizes through learning and competing. Josh?
So I'm going to go a little deeper than that.
Okay.
Capture the Flags are known by several names. You might have heard of cyber ranges.
Yeah.
Capture the Flag, just challenges that are out there, whatever. Hack Me Bank was an older version of it, things like that. I think you can still get Hack Me Bank. I'm not sure.
Yes, you can.
So what a Capture the Flag is it's competition. Sometimes it's a competition against yourself. Sometimes it's a competition against an automated opponent. Sometimes it's a competition against other people or other teams. Okay? It can be done in multiple modes. There's binary reversing mode, which is when you, or binary mode, which is when you get binaries, you have to reverse them. You have to extract the code out of them, out of a compiled program. And then you have to figure out how to write an exploit for them. You can have an infrastructure Capture the Flag where you're attacking a system, attacking a network. You can have a web app Capture the Flag where you're attacking a web application. You can combine all of these things. There's all kinds of them out there. Okay?
You know, there was a game back in like 1984 or something that was called Hacker, which was, I mean, no, literally, listen to this. It was a game that it literally was like.
You're dating us both, just so we're clear.
Yeah, I know. That's okay. I've been dated, so, but, you know.
Once.
Yeah. But we didn't tell you they were witty, but, and we still won't. But yeah, there was a game in like 1984. I remember seeing it, and it literally just started with a command prompt, and there were no instructions, there was no manual, there was no, and I thought it was very interesting. I mean, it wasn't that great of a game, but it was a cool idea where somebody was sort of trying to start pushing off into this area of what if you just had something where you have no guidance, you have no, you know, instruction manual. It's like figure it out, you know.
Well, that's a lot like the game, the original version of the game, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, yeah,
Right? Even though it was an adaptation on the book, you started with the command prompt, and you had to find your way through the game before the Earth got plowed over, which usually is what happens the first 100 times you play it.
Vogons. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't know about that, well.
And don't listen to the Vogon poetry, whatever you do.
Or do. I mean, if everything's going to get plowed under, you might as well give it a shot. I mean, what could go wrong?
Right. But dealing with capture the flags, right? The most important piece is for you to learn.
Right.
Right? The most important piece is for you to learn. So that way you can build your skills, you can hone what you're doing, and when you get into the real world, you'll have a good application and a good understanding of how hacking works.
Right. I agree. So let me ask you this. So I've played a bunch of these, and you see red teams, blue teams, white teams, black teams, purple teams. I mean, I've seen all these different teams. What are these things, and why? What do they mean?
So the capture the flag we're running today is a very, very simple one. We have people that are red teams. These are attackers.
Right.
Okay, opposing force for OP4 for any military people out there. They're the ones that are attacking your installation, whether it's a network or a web app or whatever. They're the ones attacking it. The blue team is the ones defending it. Okay, they're the ones that are dug in. They're trying to protect their infrastructure, their network, their servers, their application, whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay. Now, when you get more complex, because that's all we have is red and blue team today. When you get more complex, like we were just at the Mid-Atlantic Collegiate Cyber Defense Competition, the MACCDC.
Great competition.
It was awesome.
Oh my Lord.
And UVA won, by the way, just being clear. But, the second place team missed by 1 point.
Yeah.
Okay, UMBC, I believe it was. They did a great job. So, but they had all the different teams. They had a gold team, which is the people running the exercise.
Right.
They had a red team, the opposing force, the attackers. A blue team, the defenders. They had a black team, which are the people basically sort of maintaining, handling the administrative aspects of it. I need this, I need that, whatever. They had, what other teams did they have? They had
the white team. The white team actually played a really big part in this, in that they were the ones who were scoring the blue team. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. So the whole premise around MACCDC is that schools come in as the blue team, and they're supposed to keep up their part of the network.
Right.
While injects are being thrown at them. Now, an inject can be, hey, you have to give me your passwords, your passwords out of your Active Directory to the white team after you've spun them twice, which means that you've changed them 2 times. Right.
No, that's okay. No, that's okay. But like I've done ones where they actually have physical components that are done with injects as well. We did one last year with the Navy where there were all the cyber components of it. So we were actually being a white team for all these people that were playing, and so the blue teams were actually getting told things like a building just burned down, or your ship is on fire, and your server room's no longer available.
I threw a tornado at these guys. My role, I was the director of media relations, right?
Okay.
So basically the press. And what I would do is I would hand all of the teams a scenario.
Okay.
Right? Real short and simple, 1-sentence scenario that the teams then had to relay to their captain.
Okay.
And then their captain had to relay it to the rest of their team. So I was sitting with eight contestants, right? And they were the remote workers for the team, right? And I would have to give briefings, and then they would have to relay it to the team captain, who would then have to take it back to the team, figure out what the inject really means about what they need to do from an infrastructure standpoint, and then take all of that and relay it to Josh, who was acting as the CEO.
And I'm going to tell you something. Document. I used to tell people this. I used to run programming contests, and I used to be in programming contests. And I always told people, like I always told my students, I always told people in the clubs that I was coaching, document. But if good documentation, you'll get points. because you documented something, and if the people scoring it can understand what you're doing, because they don't just automatically know everything, except Scott, who might. But I mean, most people, well, he thinks he does.
There's no way I know absolutely.
Absolutely.
No.
But the point is that if you document well, when you hand those to the judges can then maybe understand what you've done and make a better.
I was acting as the CEO of the organization, the corporation that these teams.
Were you an evil CEO?
I was horrible. I was horrible. One of them said, "Hey, we'd like to change your email password," and handed me a password on a piece of lined notebook paper, handwritten. I went, "Oh, that's cute," and ripped it up in front of them and threw it over my shoulder to the floor and said,
"You're simulating someone I used to work for.
Professionally, then we'll talk."
But what was the password?
Oh, that was a different one. But the one you're thinking of was a Trevor the Roach 007. Anyway, so as a CEO, I was handing out points like candy. Did I mention that the second place team lost by 1 point?
Yeah.
So I was actually not allowed to go down to the pits where the blue teams were and yell at them and scream, why are you destroying my organization? They wouldn't let me. I was so disappointed. But I walked around there looking very upset. And only one team stopped me and said, "Let me give you an update. You're obviously upset." They got 50 points for that.
Wow. I can see that.
Now, towards the end of the competition in day one, one of the teams had tried to document an incident report.
Mm-hmm.
And then within 30 seconds to end that day, they brought it to Josh.
Well, let's just say that the team lead, if he'd read the incident report, he would have had answers to the questions that I gave him.
Uh-huh.
But it's cool because I explained this to him, and I'm actually working with him now to help do a little mentoring.
Okay.
He's a great kid. He's a great guy, and I'm very hopeful he'll do really well in life.
Good.
Yeah. After the competition was done, one of the things that we offered, right, was the ability to publish documents. Blog articles. So if you have an article, if you have a thought that you want to write about and have it published for a resume item, we'll definitely bend over backwards and help.
Well, we offered every team the ability. In my CEO address, my debrief at the end, I said to them, "Look, if you can't write a report, if you can't write work product, you're not really going to be a senior information security worker, practitioner. You have to be able to write, to document.
Yeah.
If you can't write..."
We tell that to people all the time. I tell that to job candidates. And again, you heard it at 1 point. So at 1 point, it could be because you wrote a better sentence than I did. I mean, it may come down to that.
So writing mechanics were
part.
10 points on every document they gave me.
So there you go.
ECU, East Carolina University, who was the black team there, they did not compete, but they showed up anyway. They were the black team. Many, many props to them.
Yep.
They have a mandatory technical writing and technical presentations course as part of their curriculum. I applauded them. That was awesome, I thought.
I completely agree.
So it's so important. But I told them, if you want to write something to show that you're capable and able to write, give it to us. We will publish it on our blog. You will get a professional writing credit to your resume. We get content. There's an ulterior motive. I'm not going to complain.
Why not? Ulterior motives are great.
It works.
How do you think we got in here?
So we're really trying to help.
Yeah, well, good. So let me ask you this. So a question I get all the time from schools and from a lot of people who are trying to get into this field, how could I practice to do this? So I've got a team and I want to come enter this contest you just ran. I know they're all schools, but a lot of schools don't have anybody like me or you who can sit down and coordinate this. How could I build something, get something that I could put in place, just to start practicing? I'm not asking about advanced products. I'm just talking about what's something simple I could do just for my group to start, because I will tell you, go to one of these. I don't care if you don't know what you're doing. Just go and have fun, and you'll learn stuff. And people will help you, and you'll see what other people do. That's what I used to tell people about programming contests, too. Just go. Don't worry about it. Don't be afraid to fail and fall on your face. That's how we all learn stuff. If most of us have looked foolish at various points in time, and quite often for some of us. But, what would you suggest?
That's really how you start.
It is.
You start. Thank you. Speaking of looking foolish, you start by trying, by doing, by learning, and it's not easy, but nothing really ever is. You have to work for what you want.
Yeah.
Right. And we've got. So your question was how how do people go about starting in something like
Right.
this?
I mean, so the three of us have decided we go to X high school and we want to learn to get involved in these things because we like cybersecurity, but we don't have a teacher, we don't have a program, we don't have a department, we don't have a budget. So what's some things we could do to just start getting it off the ground? Because a lot of times these things, especially at schools, become, if I sort of get some, little fledgling thing there, somebody notices it. And then we may start getting some support because we say, oh, look, we just went to this on our own. We had no money, no support. We actually went and competed. We lost, but we went and did it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you'll see people will start coming to you and saying, well, this is embarrassing that our school doesn't support this more. And you may actually, or they may go, yeah, you're all just no,
right. Well, for Secure Digital Life, which is what we're on right now, we actually have an exclusive that we're going to talk about, that we're going to let you guys know about, and I'm going to hand it over to Josh to really.
There's no nudity involved in this exclusive, right?
No.
Just checking.
Not at the location we're at. Okay.
We're being good today.
We're being good today. So Josh,
they're being really good.
I really wish you'd tell me about these things before you hand the mic over to me, but okay. So there's a couple of things I'll talk about. Number one is that we're actually starting an initiative to put basic facilities to perform these kinds of events into colleges. So at the college or university level, we're working on building out effectively stadiums, digital stadiums for the colleges to hold their own internal events and to compete in an intramural league that we're working on starting up to actually get these events off the ground across the country. Okay. We've got 2 colleges signed up right now. One we're already installed in, and one we're going to be installing over the next few months. And then we're going to be signing up more colleges to put a set of equipment in that, again, it's effectively their digital stadium.
Right.
And that's going to work out really well, we think, because as more colleges get online, they'll be able to hold informal internal in between schools and then league events.
So we'll do a follow-up report with these guys as they get this thing off the ground. And as some of these stadiums get built, what will happen, at least this is the way I envisioned this stuff a long time ago, if we can start building digital stadiums, we can share those stadiums with a lot of other entities in our states or our regions. So if my school has a digital stadium, there's no reason that Marymount High School can't come and use that stadium when I'm not using it, or come and participate with the university at the same time. So this is a way that everybody can start to get in on these pieces of equipment and get some experience and training.
Well, exactly. I mean, for example, every time you run one of these, you should have 2 teams at least, blue and red. So why don't you have the high school come in and be the blue team and the college be the red team? Doing local colleges, high schools, even down to elementary schools for just some show and tell stuff is great. Why not? Why wouldn't you? You have the ability to do it. It costs you literally nothing except some time once it's all installed. Go ahead and go crazy. It's an amazing sort of beautiful thing to show off to everybody around.
And this is a way to start pulling
alumni.
your Cyber Patriot teams into this. I mean, Cyber Patriots expanding into universities. Everybody's looking for ranges. And so as these things get built out, if you can share them, you can share the cost of managing it. You can share the cost of maintaining it. You can share the cost of putting it in place.
We're working very hard to build this out as a nonprofit and as a business so that we can go ahead and do this, and it'll effectively pay for itself, we're hoping, to put these digital stadiums in colleges.
I was thinking more of the cost of just managing things on site, because if I've got, but that's what you'll be wanting to do, because we all learn from managing these things too, when we set these up and we maintain them and we run, and then you can run your own exercises, probably, at least that's the way I do my stuff, is, if you can run the exercise, you learn a lot from doing that as well. So it's always, everybody's learning from it, at least that's been my experience.
There's stuff that people can do before getting into this situation, like going out and getting some sort of VMware, right? And then loading onto that Metasploitable, right? And understanding the commands and what the commands do. The most important piece, right, besides learning, is how you learn, okay? So you have to set up a box where you can send the command and then figure out how to watch the command, either through Wireshark or TCP dump, right? And see what the command is doing, and then watch what the command does on the other box, right?
And we have a show in the back, so check the archive about Wireshark and looking at Wireshark logs. So if you want to see how some of that works, check it out. But
it's really interesting, because then it leads you into more things, right? So once you attack a box, you can jump in with a DD utility, right? Disk duplication utility, right? DD is command line. There are other tools that are out there, some that are free, some that are really, they're not so free. And do the forensics on the machine that's been attacked. So now you know what a compromised machine looks like from a forensic standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this really feeds into a lot of different aspects,
right?
A lot of different sort of career tracks, rabbit holes of information security. When you have a red team, because these are people that want to be pen testers, a blue team, which is your system administration track in your college, or IT administrators, you've got the IT group that can actually help you build out your VMs. Okay, then you've got take the disks from the competition, send them over to your forensics group, and let them examine them. This really hits on every level of information security, from the beginner to the advanced and across all the job.
And I really like what he said about you doing forensics on it. So don't just wipe everything when you're done. This is a great time to start going out and grabbing forensic images, so instructors and other people, you've got a forensic image laying right there that live people were fooling around with. You can capture that and use it in all your digital forensics classes. That's a great way to, because people are always asking me, where do I get images? Can I use your images that you have? Because I make a lot of images for different entities. But, and I'm like, grab some from these kind of things, and it's just a cool place to get them.
The basic idea is that if you're interested in information security, not just casually, but wanting to make it a job, a career, a lifestyle, then this type of event, this type of competition is a great way for you to actually go out and cut your teeth on something with no fear, no pain, no cost, effectively. VMware ESXi is free, Joyent is free, Proxmox is free. Build out your system, play with it. FTK Imager is free to do the forensics. DD is free, although
Coroner's Toolkit, Sleuth Kit and Autopsy, whatever. I used to teach forensics a long time ago. Whatever you want to do, there's lots of stuff out there that you can do to learn. And we're more than happy to help guide you. I mean, everybody loves to get involved in all. I mean, these guys unendingly help people all the time. So reach out, get involved in the community, and all of a sudden you'll start knowing all these people, and then you'll have people you can reach out to when you need to. Josh, Scott, I want to thank you so very much for agreeing to be on this questionable show. And I mean, who better to have as guests for this location than these two guys? Thanks for watching, and start getting involved in Capture the Flag, and we'll see you next week, assuming we are able to return from the swamps. Okay, bye.